hold on. Okay, that's good enough. Hi guys. Oh man, hope y'all are doing well. I am here today because I mean, today is a big day. It's December 12th and it is the new moon in Sagittarius, the last new moon of the calendar year. At least it's the last new moon of fall. And it is also 12/12 portal. And Mercury retrograde starts tomorrow. So it's a big time with a big energy. And so I just wanted to come in here and get a feel for it, get some collective energy and see what's going on. And I think it's going to be a fun one. Like, I mean, come on, we're in Sagittarius energy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be just kind of like, you know, I don't know what the word is for it. Just laugh at the situation. How about that? So I've got our movie tarot, which is just movie characters and things like that. I have the spiritual AF deck, and I got my portal, which I want to do, and I got all my oracles. And then I also have what was the other one? I have this relationships sacred geometry oracle that I want to do because I really feel like relationships are being highlighted right now. I mean, when aren't they? Let's be real. But it really feels like right now is a big time, especially with Mercury retrograde popping off tomorrow. Be ready. That's all I can say. Be ready for exes. And I'm not saying that just because that's so cliche to say for Mercury retrograde, but it is for real. I mean, let's just, like, for example, Mercury retrograde starts, there's a certain time. It starts tomorrow from January 13th or December 13th through January 1st. So during that time period, it is officially retrograde, the planet Mercury. Well, for me, I personally always have the majority of my, Mercury retrograde kind of stuff happen in the pre-shadow, and that was from November 25th through today, right? And I'm gonna be real, it always hits me so hard there, the pre, and it didn't what's the word for it, it didn't disappoint this time. But what's great is that this was the first Mercury retrograde in a while that it didn't hurt nearly as bad. Like, it didn't really, I mean, yes, it had its moments, but there was some stuff. Like, I signed up to be a part of something that was going to be 19 months long. 19 months long, I had said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to sign up and I'm going to devote 19 months of my life for this. And I show up the day I'm supposed to start. And turns out they already filled all their quota and they don't need me. Even though I had a spot. I was told several times I had a spot. That is what I'm like, wait, so I just wasted this time just driving up here because it was an hour away from my home. But the point is that it didn't, usually that probably would have irked me a lot more. But this time I was just like, okay, like whatever. But that's an example of Mercury retrograde where you're just like, oh, but I'm kind of glad because I didn't sign a contract during that time, which really would have been not a good decision. then on top of that, you know, one specific person keeps coming back into my life, but also not coming back. And it's very manipulative and it's a type of manipulation I've never experienced from an ex. It's truly amazing that I have reached my age and never, thank God, experienced this type of weirdness from an ex. And he's older than me. So it's just like, are we an adult? But I think also it's just that this is what you expect during this time. You expect for cycles to come back and present themselves to you so that you can say, what am I doing? How am I going to respond to this? Am I going to respond the same way as I would have before? Am I going to respond not at all? Or am I going to do something different? So I think that my point is that from my experience with this pre-shadow, I can tell it's going to be very heavy relationship based, because that would probably be the biggest that I had going through my head during this entire shadow. Just like, well, what does this mean? What do I do? Like, what? Like, how can I fix this? Oh, I can't. Okay, well then how do I remove this from my energy, even though it keeps getting popped back into my energy field? It's just weird. It was a lot of time mentally that I spent on this. And I really actually try not to. That's the worst part. So all I can say is that just like always, we'll all make it through. And it has so much power in it. So keep just strong and keep that you are in control, even when Mercury always tells us we're not. Just keep retraining your mindset that you are in control. So anyway, all right. All right, let's get to, I want to do a portal because it's the 12-12 portal, which is just, well, you might not know, but portals for me are so special. It's almost like a wish coming true, even though it's not, because it's like you're here 1 minute and then all of a sudden you zoom through to a whole different experience, and that is a portal to me. And so I made this oracle deck called Portal Power. So I want to see what the portal energy is on this beautiful portal day. Actually, I didn't. Oh, and my allergies are crazy. Thank you. Oh. Rare phenomenon, emotional breakthrough in the darkness. Moon bow. And then I put, this is the pot of gold. So I don't know if you can see that. It's not going to zoom in. Sorry, guys. But it's basically there is such thing. I've never seen one, but there is at nighttime a rainbow that's refracted into the sky off of the moon. Can you believe it? That would be amazing to see. But it's extremely rare. Like, I'm just excited someone actually had a picture that they've taken of it, because that's pretty incredible. But it says rare phenomenon, emotional breakthrough in the darkness. So I love that. That means that it is definitely something that will be forever changing you. After that, you won't be the same. talk about beautiful, because I mean, you feel alive when you have that type of energy and experience. It's not just, and you know what's so cool about it is that it's a different kind of energy than just being like anticipatory for something, you know, being like, oh yeah, I got this concert to go to. Oh, I got this concert. And just like really going like so excited about that concert. Yes, when you get to that concert, it's amazing. You have all the energy just coming out. But it's almost like prefabricated because you were expecting it. You've been preparing for it. But this energy right here, this is out of nowhere. Excited. Like it's a wave of energy over you where you weren't expecting it. It was just like, ugh. And it's so much, it actually takes a lot of energy out of you because it's going to consume all of you. Thank you. And then we got the vision test. One click between blurry and clarity. And it says 1 or 2. Are you nearsighted or farsighted? And then we have, oh yeah. Fear not of something that is inevitable. Peace is assured, and it's death. It says nothing is actually gone unless you want it to be. Because that, mind over matter. So I just really think it's something that you, and this said emotional. So it will be something it's testing your emotional state. And I think it is something that, oh, these kids, I'm so sorry. I hope they're not too loud. Everything on this, the one thing that I read when I read all of it was the nothing is actually gone unless you want it to be. I think it really still just really ties into the fact that your mind is where you're really going to have to balance between your emotional and your mind state. That's what I'm trying to get at. There's going to have to be a balance here where you have your emotional stability really depending on your mental state and vice versa. And this 1 or 2, like click, click. I don't know if you've ever been to an eye doctor. Hopefully you have. When they do it, they always go 1 or 2, and you have to change, decide on what looks clearer. And usually 1 is just so blatantly blurry. But sometimes they're very close. And I think the point here is that it's going to be, maybe one of them is going to be super close and you're not going to know how to explain, to decipher between the two. And then there's also going to be a situation where they're so night and day. It's obvious. I think it's 2 options. But it does say peace is assured. Thank you. Oh, yes. Yes. Graduation. Okay. So it says hours and hours of hard work pays off. And it says, now what? So I actually just did a post on, I think, TikTok that said, I will graduate. That's the last line of it. So I think that's pretty interesting that that came out. Because in there, I described how people always say, new level, new devil, which is so accurate. As soon as you find and fix and discard and tell the devil to go where he needs to go, as soon as you do that and you have that crown, like, yes, for a little while, As soon as that is, it's like, here he comes again, but just in a little bit higher power. But you're higher power too, right? You advanced, they've advanced, right? But they say new level, new devil. Well, I had said in this post, I think it's more new degree, new me, because I want to look at it more positively in the sense of the devil, all he is a way for you to learn a lesson and become stronger in your own right, in whichever way, mental, physical, emotional, so spiritual. But so new degree, new me. And so that's why I said I'm going to resonate with that. And then I said at the very end, I will graduate from this lesson and it won't happen again. So I think that's it. Anything else, Spirit, with this oracle? One more. Thank you. All right. And then rituals. So it's a little penny, and it says belief creates change. I told you, you are going to have to make your mind up and be unwavering on it. Oh, I love it. It says, belief creates change, for better or for worse. It's one of the oldest things ever. Are you a half glass full or a half glass empty type person? And it says, find a penny, pick it up. All day long, you'll have good luck. And then remember, if it's not heads up, turn it over and leave it for someone else and send some good intentions with it. And then it says, knock on wood. And then it says, step on a crack, break your mama's back. So those are some sayings that we say that actually do put out an intention out there. So watch what you say and what you mean. But I think the whole point is belief creates change, for better or for worse. So I love it. And we're going to use, this is the, what is this called? The Numinous Astro deck. All right, what can we know right now with this portal day? Thank you. I think I'm just going to talk about each of them separately. The sextile is an opportunity. It says collaborates, assists, explains, provides opportunity, synergizes, right? That's what I said. Yeah. Creates possibilities for, opens doors, promises, brings insight to, communicates, welcomes, develops. I love this. This is a nice open door. These beautiful, I mean, this is like a doorway. It's an arched doorway with these doors nice and wide open. Got this beautiful sheer curtain. There's just something, oh, and there's snowflakes too. Those are one of a kind. And I love this right here. It's just, to me, always X marks the spot. It's not an X, it's not a star, but it's an asterisk. It's the same kind of thing. Oh my God, I just heard asterisk. When I said asterisk, what does asterisk mean in like record books or things like that? It usually means that there's been something compromised, or someone isn't, I don't know what to say here. I'm trying, help me here. I don't know. There's something about being compromised. Like I'm trying to think of who would be asterisk. Gosh, I don't know. I'm serious. I have no clue. And for whatever reason, this is the only example that is coming to my mind. And I don't even know if it's a real example. But like Michael Vick, the NFL football player, I think he has an asterisk next to his stats while he was, because he was really good. I'm pretty sure he was really good. But then, oh, bless you. But then he had that really gnarly, um, situation happen where it was just like, it wasn't good. Look it up. I'm not going to discuss it here, but it just totally wrecked his entire career. So my point is that there's something about that where you're just like, you know what? We can chalk this up to something externally compromising. I mean, on some level, it almost feels like you're looking at a situation where it's just like there is an opportunity to see this in a different way than you ever have before. And there's an asterisk next to it because it is nothing you've seen before. But anyways, but I think the whole point is that you really gotta, it's an opportunity to be better and stronger. Thank you. Oh man, 2 or 3 came out. Geez. Ascendant, Neptune, Uranus, and Ascendant, which is outlook. So Neptune is dreams, Uranus is revolution, Ascendant is outlook. See if any of that actually resonates for you. Okay. First I just saw was memories, fantasy, empathy, compassion, magic, breakthroughs, brainstorming, awakening, diversity and the unexpected, which is Uranus, and the ascendant, which is outlook, which is the approach, first impressions, expression, attitude. Wow. I think you're really just seeing how, or you're being presented an opportunity. How about that? It's up to you to see this, but you're being presented with an opportunity to see your role in something, in a relationship, and that can be with a coworker, that can be with a group of people, that could be with your landlord, that could be with family, that could be with your kid, it can be, or your lover. It's however it applies. This is a collective energy, so it's up to however it looks for you, but it's a relationship, 2 people, right? But I really feel like you're going to be seeing how an outlook on how you played this role and how you got here. I'm trying to pick up anything else right now because it feels like a lot is coming at me. There might be something about being guarded because there's a key here and there's 2 doors here. It's open and the lock is up here. But you have to have a key in order to even open the door. So did you have the key or did someone open the door for you and now you've got to find the key to lock it? Who knows? but there's something about a key. And then I just really think that the Uranus is all about this rare phenomenon, emotional breakthrough in the darkness. That's still remaining. And that's at the darkness is when you have dreams, right? So just kind of like reiterates. Okay, that just means already here, we're going to move on. We're starting to continue to talk about the same exact thing over and over. So, all right. So that's the 12-12 portal. That's what we were talking about. So maybe that's something that you've been doing to get prepared for this portal, or it's what you're about to go through. But it's life-changing, don't forget. Time management. Place your priorities at the top of your to-do list and don't allow distractions to deter your focus. I will say, that has been a big deal, I think, in my life. So I know that it's, very, and I'm one who doesn't even like I don't wear watches anymore. I don't even like time other than to see an angel number. But, I used to love watches. Like my first check that I ever had, like when I was 16, 17, whatever it was when I first had a job, that first paycheck I got, I went and bought a watch because that's how much I loved watches. And now I got the Apple Watch when it first came out. I was just so excited. And now I don't even wear watches. I don't care about time. That's how little time management I have. So it's been a big deal for me lately because I have noticed that with that, I have become a little maybe lackadaisical. And so I think that this entire time has been showing me, hey, we need to get this and this and this and this done today. How are you going to get that done? And then I'll start doing it. I'll have a plan. Because I guess my days have been super, super busy lately. So when your days are super, super busy, you've got a lot to accomplish. And so it just seems like when I've reached, oh yeah, that was another thing. My car tire almost came off. I'm telling you this, I forgot about that. This has been a fun pre-shadow Mercury retrograde. I had a very big brand tire company messed my rim up, putting a new tire on my car. So then I had to go to a whole nother shop to have them replace the post. They did it. I was in and out. And I also have this weird thing going on with my car, which I know is like not good, but I don't know where it's coming from either. And no one seems to know what it is. But anyway, so the other day I'm driving and within like 9 o'clock at night to 9 a.m. the next day, which I was driving at that time, my car progressively got so bad when I was driving it. Like you could feel it in the driving. I could feel it in the brake. Anytime I was breaking down, like slowing down, my whole car was just like making this big thing, right? And it took me a while because again, it started very small and then it got progressively bigger and like almost to the point where I was driving, I had places to be. So I was taking my kids somewhere that they had to be, and I got them there safely, thank God. I came home and I started taking the tire off to try to go. My dad was going to help me look to see if what was underneath the car to see if something could help, you know. So trying to do the tire to come off, like 3 of my lug nuts were like barely on. And then the one that was and then one of them was stripped and it couldn't come off. So that same company, the company that was supposed to help me made it worse by stripping another one, ruining that post, and then having to not make my lug nuts tight. So my tire literally was doing this while I was driving. I mean, maybe not to that extreme, but it was scary. That's all I can say. But it was just interesting. So I had to deal with all that. And that was out of nowhere. And that threw my entire day, my time management, threw that day out the window. Done. Nothing was accomplished that day. And I had quite a schedule. So there is something about time management and being able to like kind of go with flow, see what is, if something comes in, great. If it doesn't, let it go. Let it go. Do not let external things damage your mindset. That's going to be a very big theme in this Mercury retrograde. Do not let it affect your mindset to your best abilities, right? I think that's how we're going to all see where our level is so that we know what level we're working at. So then it says, pay attention to your dreams. Second card about dreams. It says you are receiving divine guidance while you sleep. Even if you don't remember your dreams, the answers are in your unconscious mind where they appear in order to help you. That's awesome. I love that. I love dreams. Like, I'm a Pisces, so I, of course, love dreams. I get most of my prophetic insights through my dreams. So I've had people who would come to me in my dreams that I know, never met them in real life, but they have given me some key information in my dreams that help me understand gives me peace of mind. Even though they've never once said it to my face, I know they've come to me in my dream and told me this. So I love that our brain is so fucking powerful that it can work. It's a workhorse even when it's supposed to be relaxing and chilling and resting. It is working to help us filter out the gunk and be better and heal, even in our dreams or subconscious when we're sleeping. But okay, time management and pay attention to your dreams. We have the homestead, which is the cow, the dairy cow. I think it's just a feeling of there's a lot to do. You're made up of a lot of things, a lot of responsibilities. I don't know if you can see, but there's so many things in there that is important, that makes inside of her, right? But there's just something about something that's taking a bunch of your energy. Too many things. You got this, you got that, you got this, you got that. Everything's coming at you at one time. Thank you. The letter J could mean something to someone, an initial First, middle, last. I don't hear another word to go with it, so it must be an initial. And then we got once ghosted, twice shy. What does that speak on? That speaks on not being confident in doing something a second time. Because you, I don't know, may have just, you know, for whatever reason, the first time something happened, it really just kind of scarred you or triggered you, or you did this to someone so much that now they don't have the confidence to do it a second time. U, letter U, and birthday gift. Well, I really feel like this is like divine guidance, the universe gives you presents. And those are just, they give you so many presents. It's if you actually want to look at it that way. A gift of understanding. That's what it is. There is divineness to this, but I think it's a gift of understanding. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving on up. Yeah, it's ascending to the next level. Whatever this is, this understanding that you're taking on and clarifying, that key to that door, it is helping you elevate and move on. And just move on. What was that saying? Something till the cows come home? I'm hearing that with that cow and with that. Oh, this came out. I never saw this card even fall out. Something that shy that it doesn't even want to be seen or heard. It just wants to slip in without being noticed. But obviously you're going to notice it because it's noticeable. But there's something about not wanting to be seen. And then it was an M, moving on up. Like I just said, moving. Someone might be moving. Be careful with the contract. Things will become clear, understanding, and crumbling apart, tainted situation, filthy, and potential problem. You're seeing maybe a potential problem, or maybe this is a situation that that's what caused this once ghosted, twice shy, is that you see, oh man, this is a red flag. I'm not doing that again. And, you know, no matter how good things are, if you see anything that could be a potential problem, you know, it could definitely cause it. And you have this past that you've already been affected by it once. The second time you're coming to it, there's no room for it. You don't have any energy to play the game again, because you're like, that game ended poorly for me. I don't know about them, but for me it ended poorly. So why would I want to do this game again? Especially when I'm already seeing the same damn problems. I mean, that's just the universe telling you, hello. Hello. And then we got the death card again. So twice in this reading, we've confirmed the death card. Ego death, a goodbye, and mourning a loss. also just saw here, well, it's a goodbye. That's what I was saying. You get these, you're seeing things. Oh, you know what I just got with this time management as well is if someone's time isn't, if they're not giving you the time that you need, or okay, first off, if you've actually told them you need time and they're not giving it to you, like either more or less, and they're not acknowledging that, then that's a potential problem, right? But you have to say it to somebody. You have to communicate that to somebody. One more card and then we're going to move on. Thank you. Public, cultivate, maintain. It's the Garden Lenormand card. So that is, I really just feel like it's cultivate, that leveling up. We're cultivating ourselves. We're cultivating our mental mindset to match our emotional intelligence, right? Balance. That's what I'm hearing. Is there something on the bottom? Revelry. I just heard make time for what's important and not just whatever crosses your calendar. Make time for what's important. Okay. One more oracle. No, I guess I'm going to finish with that one. Okay, I'll do tarot. You know what? I'm going to cleanse this energy, and I meant to do this earlier, so we're going to do it now because I really feel like it's needed right now to maybe get some other energy out, because I feel like we're kind of doing a circle in all the, now granted, maybe it all comes together like that, but I think we need some other new aspect of it, like a new angle. So please, let's bring that to us. But I'm going to do a singing bowl and just try and bring in some healing, and then also just kind of soak it in and see what it tells you. Like, see what this sound creates inside your soul. I'm going to set the intention of healing, but also intuition to be expanded and opened so you can really understand these messages. So, okay, here we go. All right. Cleanse this area. All right, let's start afresh. My lips are dry. I'm sorry. Can't find my chapstick. Okay. Thank you. What does the collective need to know right now during this entire 7 of Cups? What is that, you say? It is daydreaming. It's really just kind of believing there's lots of options here. You got lots to choose from. Oh, I just looked up and it was 4444. Like it was 44 minutes and 44 seconds I've been on. So that is big. It's daydreaming. It's believing there's lots of options, not really knowing which one to go for. It's procrastination. It's thinking You got more time than you actually do. And my voice is starting to go. Just take that as a note. Ooh. We got 5 of Cups and we got the Moon. Only reason why I went woohoo is because there, look at that. Ow! Gareth from the Labyrinth. And then we got 5 of Cups. This was one of my absolute favorite movies ever, not only as a child, but now. Never-Ending Story and Labyrinth. All right, so, well, I mean, it's the Moon card with 5 of Cups. With this Moon card, and again, the reason why I have so many tarot decks is because each one has different artwork, it has different meanings, it has different intuitive messages in them, and these 2 cards together is so about, you know, manipulation. This is the king of manipulation. He held this woman against her will and, you know, trapped her in a labyrinth and then created every which way to slow her down so she wouldn't make it by the time that he had given her. There was a clock. She had to do it by midnight or something like that. I told you, you don't have much time. There is something about not having much time left. And yet you think there is. You have all the time in the world. And it's like, this is saying, hey, wanna find out? Or if you wanna like think again. But the 5 of Cups is regrets. Absolutely saddened. Because it's most likely something you did. Were you manipulative? Were you changing the story on somebody? Or are you, okay, this is going to be for some. The manipulation is coming from your shadow, which is being created and triggered by your regret of how you acted and presented yourself and what you did. I mean, this is crying and despair that you created the situation you're in. But with this guy here, it's just, again, it's the manipulation is very clear as day. Probably to everyone but you, because he thinks he's got the plan of the century, right? He doesn't realize he's not having any self-awareness to what, and I'm saying he, that doesn't mean it's a he, but this is the character, right? They don't, there's something about someone doesn't think that they're at fault or that they are doing anything manipulative. But I think this retrograde and this new moon is really going to point out that that is not the case. That this manipulation is caused by your own shadow. Which, if and when this happens, you're really going to be going, oh my God, like, now I get their side. And I can see how they might have thought, whew, I was a lost cause, you know? I've thought that. I've been in this situation. I don't think I'm there right now, but I know this energy where I've been like, oh my God, I thought I was so in the right. Well, I kind of do, actually. Maybe I am in that situation. But like, I believed I was doing something, you know, the way I was supposed to. And I think I was, right? I mean, at some point, musta, because I was intuitively moving that way. But then I come to find out, I'm like, oh man, I just ruined my own chance with that situation. So, but all you can really do is acknowledge it and then move on and work through it and maybe apologize. Okay. Ooh. Wishes, it says destiny, optimism, and my hand is itching so badly. What is that saying when your right hand is itching? Granted, it's not my palm, it's my side. I wonder if that means something. Okay, destiny, optimism, healing, and wishes do come true. I think it definitely is healing, which is the star card, which is healing. That's why I chose, well, amongst many reasons, but the star, love, healing, is because the star card, I've always loved stars. Like, it's been my doodle forever. But the point is that the star card is all about healing. It comes after the tower. It comes after there's like everything's crumbled to nothing. And then the star comes after the tower card in the tarot, major arcana. And then that's when you have like a little, even if it's a silver lining, you have a positive, something positive to look forward to. And it is creating growth and healing. So, and we got reconciliation and let bygones be bygones. And the heart is open, forgive and forget. And then we got the H, which could be someone's initial, but it's really, I'm hearing healing, happy, healing. So to be honest, like, don't get stuck in this energy for very long. You're not meant to be in this forever. These, just see it, oh damn, and then move on, okay? X, the ending, it's 10, Roman numeral 10. So like I said before, that asterisk, that X marks the spot, something that's being checked off, but it's not a check, it's an X, right? It's choosing something. It's a crossroad. You know, which way are you going to go? That's it. The other day I was driving and I saw a street that had like, you know, oh God, Starlight Crossing. But the street name just says X-ing, X-I-N-G. And I thought to myself, who decided that that was going to be the abbreviation for crossing? Crossing. I guess because it's a version of a cross. I don't know. It's weird to me. But that is the abbreviation for crossing. X-I-N-G. So there is there's a point where you're going to have, God, what is the word, Spirit? You're going to come to a crossroad. That's my point. Where you're going to have to make a decision. Bottom line. And then we got 333, which is mind, body, spirit. It's the Holy Trinity. It is divine feminine, divine masculine, and source creator. So 3 is one of the most powerful numbers ever to me. Well, and then it goes into the 369 Tesla energy, which is, just do a deep dive on that one. Have fun. But, all right. Anything else? Okay. I think we're good on that. I'm going to do angel answers. And then we're going to pray be done. I'm going to end with the spiritual AF card because I love those. And I feel like I've been wanting to just be cheeky and silly. And I really haven't gotten to do that here. I thought I would have had a lot more, but I guess that's not how the energy came out. Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what I was supposed to do? I'm so sorry. Think of a question right now. Think of a question, and then I will pull a card for that answer. That's what I was supposed to do. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to get a drink while you're thinking of a question. Okay, ready? What is the collective's answer? I might pull a couple. Thank you. First question, first answer, unlikely. Okay. Peaceful resolution. Everything that doesn't happen didn't happen for your best interest. Recovery. And no need to worry. Beautiful. I love it. I hope that answered your question. And bottom of the deck is opportunity. We had that now, a couple confirmations about that. And this is an opportunity for you. Okay. This is already hard enough to shuffle. I'm not gonna. What can the collective be aware of right now? Thank you. Oh, Jesus. Okay, here we go. That's a lot. Okay, we got rise above your F-headedness. We're all F-heads in our own way. The trick to winning at life is developing the ability to identify our own flavor of F-headedness and then rise above it. What one little thing can you do different-ish and better-ish today? You beautiful F-head, you. That sums up the entire reading. That's beautiful. All right, the next one is, you don't have to rebuild a relationship with everyone you have forgiven. You are hereby granted permission to forgive everyone, but still be super picky about every person you let into your inner circle. Go forth and prosper. It says, stay away from people who make you feel like you're hard to love. Even if you've acted like a big ol' a-hole, you still deserve to be around people who see the goodness in you and point it out. If they find you hard to love, they ain't your people. Extra credit, someone pointing out that you've acted like an a-hole doesn't mean they don't love you. Literally, as I'm reading those first three sentences, that fourth sentence is exactly what I'm feeling. and thinking. And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to say that, because it's like, that's someone's perception that someone thinks that it's hard to love them. I've been in situations where someone is like, oh, you just don't, you just won't put enough effort into this. You just give up easily. And I'm like, but you're not acknowledging all the things you did to make it really hard to want to stay. That's oblivious to you. So I'm just going to be the bad guy here because I am choosing me to be protecting a boundary of me. So I think that's very important. Extra credit. Someone pointing out that you've acted like an a-hole doesn't mean they don't love you. Figure out if you're getting tough love or no love. You'll be way less of an a-hole when you learn this. I like that. Okay. And then Namaste. The slay in me recognizes the slay in you. I love that. At some point, you got to get up and act like the people you admire. You probably know someone who is slaying at life right now. Spend today doing the shit. Oh, excuse me. Not that I don't cuss, it's just YouTube. Spend today doing the stuff they do. Better yet, take them to coffee and ask them how exactly they managed to slay so hard. Then recognize where you are capable of the same kind of slay. I love it. Last advice. It says you gonna cry about it, or okay, sorry. You gonna cry about it or boss up? Pro tip, do both. It says you can do both. The real ballers feel their feelings and do what they know is right at the same time. You still the boss, even if you the crying boss. I'm gonna be honest, crying is the greatest thing ever. Talk about a portal. I did not put that in my portal oracle, but I am gonna write that down right now. Crying is a big portal, because the minute you are done crying, you instantly feel better. That's a portal energy. You are here, you are a version of you here, and then all of a sudden you're another version here. Wow. Well, beautiful guys. I think this is enough. I think we've got a good amount of energy that is laid out here. And have fun on this Mercury retrograde. It's just take it as a game. It's the same thing as, every other day. It's just opportunities to show you where you can grow and improve your patience, because I think that's what Mercury retrograde always does for me. It like highlights where I need more patience. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Please like the video. Please comment if you want. I don't really know of an emoji to put, but if you can think of one that was very appropriate for this reading, please do. I would love to see what your take on the reading was by your emoji. So, anyways, bye.